Hello and welcome to our Smite tutorials, first in a series video. This is DJ Null, Daniel, and I'm here with Trevor, or Guiltless Boner, if you prefer that moniker.
Hello there.
He is infinitely better at me than this game, infinitely better at this game than I am, also better at talking, and he's going to teach me how to play. First of all, what do I buy as Vamana?
So we're gonna start off with the same items just to start off on a relatively even playing field.
All right.
So just go with Warrior's Blessing, Boots, and 3 of each pot. 3 health, 3 mana.
Ah. Warrior's Blessing, tier 1 boots.
Yes.
And for a relic, what are we thinking?
I got Horrific Emblem, but feel free to spice things up in that field if you'd like.
I can't say I've ever taken Horrific Emblem before. Using this item slows the movement speed of all enemy gods within 35 units by 40% for 5 seconds.
Yes, it's really aggressive.
Alright, I'm going to take Meditation Cloak because the heals might be useful for our purposes.
No, the sustain for med is especially good. It's good at really all levels of play. It's not the best in 1v1 scenarios because
yeah, I've noticed
it's a team-based heal. So
would you say
when you can use it on more than one person, it's way better. What were you saying?
Would you say that that's true of the majority of AoE gods, or not gods, relics, is that they're primarily used on teams and really wouldn't take them for 1v1s?
Yeah, I mean, even something like Horrific, Meditation is just a special exception because, oh man, this whole talking and playing thing.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Pretty rough.
Alright, so what do you want to teach me?
So, what we're doing right now, we really shouldn't have started using abilities, so if you want to just back up and not hit the wave.
Alright.
Use some pots to get yourself back up. So we're just going to go over the basics of laning. These are probably stuff you already know, but in the early game, it is the most important thing to clear the wave. Above all else. So, if, say, I can do that and hit the wave and you with one ability, that's worth it.
So like that?
If you can poke me and clear the wave at the same time, that's good stuff. So, yeah.
Alright, maybe that was a little ambitious because I would have...
Yeah, that might have also put yourself out of position. But you get the idea. Now, with Vamana especially, it's really easy to do with your 2. As long as your opponent's, like, anywhere near your... as long as your opponent's anywhere near the wave.
I hope any of our viewers will truly appreciate how I am going all out attacking you, hitting you with abilities and stuff, and you don't even seem to get a flying pass. So what on Vamana specifically?
So on Vamana specifically, that's the next thing I was going to go over. Like on his 2 is just a huge cone. So you can pretty much hit the whole wave and your enemy pretty easily with that. The 3, however, is a line ability. So to hit that and the wave at the same time, you want to wait for your opponent to make a mistake, which would be lining up with his own wave.
Alright, so that...
counterintuitive, because on a lot of, like, especially against hunters, if you're playing a melee god, you hide within your minions to not get hit by their basic attacks. So if you're going against someone with a line ability that goes through minions, then... And it's hard to do even when your opponent makes a mistake and does that with Vamana, because the projectile is just so slow. But that's the idea. And that can be used for any line ability.
So that actually teaches me something that I hadn't learned before, which is that lining up with your minions can be a bad thing. Because I have only thought of it as a positive thing because they're there to soak up damage that I would otherwise be taking. But now that you've hit me with that ability twice in a row, I recognize.
So, yeah, that's just like the main thing that a lot of new players just don't understand. Is that it's really not worth it for me to chase after you right now, use multiple abilities, and just get some poke. Especially if you're at a higher level, or at higher health level than you are right now. Because I'd just be wasting mana. Like, I have no mana, I can't clear the wave. And if your opponent does things more efficiently by poking you and clearing the wave at the same time, and therefore gain pressure, which is the next thing we'll go over, they're going to be out farming you. And that's something you never want in MOBAs. So I'm going to go ahead and back.
Okay, so what should I buy? Because I just backed and I was about to ask.
We're going to get Warrior Tabby.
So explain to me, just because as you know, even where I'm at, having played this game a little bit, I don't understand personally why you would take Warrior Tabby over Ninja Tabby, ever.
So, Warrior Tabby is a better power curve. I think in pure DPS, no, if you look at pure DPS numbers, yes, Ninja Tabby will always beat it out. But that's assuming you're hitting multiple auto attacks, and most of the times in Smite, that's just simply not the case. Your opponent's not going to just let you sit there and wail on them with auto attacks. So the idea of Warrior Tabby is you make the 1 or 2 auto attacks that you do hit do 20 more damage than you would with Ninja Tabby. And it's more scaling on your abilities as well.
So on a hunter, then, the move would be Ninja Tabby. But on a warrior, it's Warrior Tabby.
Yeah, even for the early game hunters like Uller and Anhur, and really any other hunter in the early game, you want to go Warrior Tabby.
Is that so? Wow. I've been completely off base with that.
Late game, you can sell it for Ninja Tabby, and, you know, if you want to go for the risk, but usually in a game like Smite, where it's just constant fighting, it's almost always better to go for the aggressive early game route.
Alright. So we're going to...
Get Hide of the Nemean as your other item after Warrior Tabby.
Alright.
Just so we can have more of a slugfest and not a kill each other really quickly fest.
Well, I mean, we're here to have fun, right?
I mean, that's true. I just, you know, for education's sake, I think it might be better. Oh, I'm also way ahead of you because you spent way more time in this. That's another thing.
I backed first without thinking about it.
Not spend a lot of time in base. Because every second that you're not out farming, your opponent is out farming you.
Alright, so then I have a question sort of related to that. You get caught out quite often if you just... man, I totally lost my train of thought. God damn, what were you... What did we just...
You said caught out.
Oh boy.
And I was saying out farming based on not backing or spending too long in base.
Right. This is sort of a niche question. You get caught out if you are in your shop while you're backing, or in your shop in lane. But you don't want to spend much time at base. What strategy do you use to spend as little time as possible in base and still, like, buy the right thing? Is it just a matter of, like, knowing 100% of the items and knowing exactly what you're going to buy?
A lot of it is that it's premeditation and just it's knowing the items is just something that comes with playing the game, maybe even watching someone else play the game on YouTube or streams. You just get a feel for what items are good on what characters.
Your middle tower is under
and
attack.
And another thing is just premeditation. I'm gonna get Stone of Gaia, by the way, as my next item. You just think about what you're gonna do before you back, and constantly be looking at that gold, because Smite's a lot of knowledge. You gotta know what you're gonna buy, when you're gonna buy it, and how much it costs, so you know exactly when to back and when you can finish that item.
All right, fair enough. So Stone of Gaia is a item.
Yes.
That's all I know. Explain Stone of Gaia to me, please.
Stone of Gaia, it'll give you 400 health. At least I hope so. I'm gonna sound real dumb if it doesn't.
I'm pretty sure it did say 400 health.
Oh, wow. One of us is lagging. Could be me, could be you, I don't know. Anyway,
I mean,
it gives 400 health, and it gives you health back if you're hit by a knock-up, knock-back, pull, or grab. It gives you 15% of your health, of your maximum health, over the next, 10 to 15 seconds. And right now, and it also makes you regenerate 2% of your max health every 5 seconds. Or every 5 seconds.
That's really good, especially for...
So it's really good for sustain.
Yeah.
And for staying alive, just in general. So right now, I have pressure. So you have to spend more time clearing the wave. I can go for jungle buffs.
Alright, so how do I reverse pressure short of just being better at the game? Which isn't going to happen.
Right. Oh man, I suck. Well, so the idea of pressure is that you clear the wave before your opponent. And if I'm up here being aggressive and you feel like you have to be under tower, that's also pressure. That's time. That's extra time that I get. I can hit your wave first. And so I'll be done clearing before you. And you will not get that luxury. Man, I didn't know it was a cone in front of you. I always thought it was a 360 cone with Vamana. That's strange.
Okay, so would you suggest that somebody who's new to the experience leave their skills on auto level for the most part, or turn off the auto level and learn the
I would recommend looking at the numbers. Usually, the numbers don't lie. You're always gonna want.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Let me just whack you a little bit.
just gotta get that pain in. Remind me
who's the man. Yeah, so normally the numbers you want to, or the abilities you want to level first are going to be the ones with the higher base damages, but lower scalings. Because the ones with higher scalings are going to be the ones that scale more off of power, and power you build with items, and so you'll naturally just have more power by the end of the game. And so by leveling those later in the game, it's just more efficient, like DPS wise.
All right. See so that makes a lot of sense, and it's not something that I had really thought about before.
The other thing, as a new player, you can think about is nice ult.
Gotta live. Not that I'm healing much, but
did that way too soon. Oh well. The other thing about you want to think about as a new player is what ability are you going to be able to land? So when you're starting out the game, you do want to look at both of those things.
Your middle tower is
You can definitely leave it on auto level for the first or maybe even the second time you're playing the god, but after that, I would recommend, doing that little bit of research, looking at the numbers, getting a feel in those first couple games of what abilities you're able to land more consistently, what feels good, what feels like it's doing the most chunk of the damage the way you're playing the god, and just level accordingly.
And so what would be your suggestion, just because you said it, if nothing feels good? Because that happens. Maybe not to you, but it doesn't to me.
If nothing happens, well, it depends on your definition of nothing feels good. If your nothing feels good means you don't like the god, then I would recommend just playing a different god.
What if I feel like none of a character's abilities do anything? I've had a few experiences where I play somebody and I just can't figure out how they're supposed to work.
In that case, there's so many good guides online. I would recommend watching duel videos to really get a grasp of what a character can do in a 1v1 scenario, because that really just showcases what that character can do by themselves, their combo potential without having any teammates to support them. And so you'll really just be able to learn what it is that your character needs to do to be effective in 1v1 videos. Nice blink. So that's what I would recommend. Just get on YouTube, watch some guides, learn how the character is supposed to be played, and try and get a better understanding through someone who already has a better understanding.
Do you have anybody that you would recommend to somebody, other than yourself, obviously?
In Shadow is one of Duel's finest players. He's a fantastic streamer and YouTuber.
And that's N Shadow, like the letter N?
Yes, capital N and then Shadow.
Alright.
And he plays all the gods. He even has an A to Z series where he literally plays every god in the game in Duel. And he doesn't win every one of them, so you're not going to be watching him just pub stomp some noobs. You'll be watching him do his best to win games.
Well, that's all I do. Guess I'm a pro too.
Quick Vamana tip.
Oh,
With your 1, you can, as it knocks up, you can cancel your dash and get a little auto attack on them while they're in the air. A little extra DPS. Oh, right.
So, you ready to go back and buy a second item? Or a
yes.
fourth item?
we can stop wailing on each other.
Oh, I was gonna say you go back and I'll finish clearing this wave.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna get Jotuns, and I also have enough money to get Titan's Bane, so I'm gonna do that.
I do not.
Well, that's too bad.
Titan's Bane. Yeah, I have nowhere near enough money to buy.
I guess I'll get Blink as my second relic since you did, and Blink's just a ton of fun.
Yeah, Blink is disorienting as hell when you first start learning how to use it, because it's just.
Oh, even at my level, it can be pretty disorienting. I have to premeditate exactly how I'm gonna blink most of the time.
Oh yeah, I mean, Blink is such a premeditated thing.
I don't know, some of the pros make it look easy, and it's disgusting. Alright, so you almost have the same items that I do. Just a little bit behind on the whole Titan's Bane. We'll probably go like Shifter Shield or something last. Give us some protections when we're low and some power when we're not. Ooh. Alright, so this is a valuable example
Your middle tower is under attack.
of just why you should not do what you just did.
Alright.
When you're low like that, and you dash through the wave behind me, you're going in the opposite direction of where you want to go as a person that doesn't want to die. So you essentially, in the most plain terms, you put yourself out of position.
Your middle tower is under attack.
And that's common, especially in duel, is just staying past when you should and getting killed for it. When a lot of people, when they first start playing Smite, just simply don't know that whenever they're at a certain health threshold and their opponent is not, they can and will kill you.
Well, especially with certain new gods, if you are below a certain threshold, or
Yeah.
threshold, health threshold.
No, you're definitely correct on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, just right there, you were low. I used my relic to slow you down. You did the right thing in ulting. The only thing I could have recommended you did better is one, just to not do that in the first place, and two, to maybe cancel your ult early. Especially depending on if your cooldown was up. You could have canceled your ult early and dashed away before I could get to you.
I love that skin. Lil Mana. Trying to tower dive me? Psycho.
Dude, I have so many protections.
So do I. I have the same things you do.
Yeah,
I'm
you can also
out-leveled
tower
a lot,
dive.
but...
Congrats! Oh yeah, you're also a few levels down. Nice. I'm not sure what quite made your dash win over mine there, but hey. You know,
I think it's order precedence.
maybe.
So like, if this is my background knowledge in programming here, but if I start mine second, it's gonna take precedence over yours in resolving the conflict.
No!
Goodbye.
Almost.
My feet hurt.
Yeah, my feet hurt, he says.
Alright,
Okay, so
well,
sell
it's,
Warrior's
the video's
Blessing for what now?
Your middle tower.
I would get Shifter Shield.
Shifter's Shield. I did not have the money to sell that for Shifter's Shield, so I'm not going to.
Well, I'm gonna go do that.
Your middle phoenix is under attack.
Must be nice being good at things.
It really is.
So, you telling me that I could cancel those things, believe it or not,
You weren't aware of that?
I was not aware at all that I could cancel those
And a
things.
lot of channeled abilities, which you would normally... Now, some abilities you can't cancel, but usually they're not the long channeled ability. Usually any like form of channel ability that lasts more than a second, you're going to be able to right-click and cancel right out of it. And this is useful in any case where you might want to use a relic, especially. Because whenever you're channeling an ability, you can't press your beads or ages. And if you're a Vamana and you're dashing and a mirror goes to freeze you, you're going to want to beads out of that. Now, that's not the best example, because you can always beads after he freezes you. But if you're a Vamana and a Bacchus jumps on you, you're going to be in a knockup. Because you cannot beads out of knockups, which is another thing you might not know.
I did not, but to be fair, it doesn't feel like something I should beads out of, you know?
Well, I mean, it does whenever you're in the air from Bacchus knock up and a Scylla ult you. Then you feel it.
99 health, not even close. Alright. Now I can afford a shifter's shield. And apparently a shift key.
Is under attack.
Violence is a last resort.
Well, it was caps lock, but wordplay.
I want to emphasize that I'm not a dual main myself, and I do not in any way recommend this particular build for whenever you decide to play Vamana. Because we're just, we're just doing an informative video right now, and I went for survivability and some late game actual killability, because what fun would this be? We actually couldn't kill each other.
Alright, fair enough. So since
Die! The world needs me.
since this is turned into a sort of teaching a total idiot how to play Vamana video, how, like, let's talk a little bit about how to build, I guess, just warriors in general. We already covered boots and why my conceptions about what to buy there were wrong. It makes very much sense.
So, with warriors, unless you're playing
Any more where that came from?
like maybe an Osiris or a Bellona, you're going to want to go with warrior tabby. And in general, you're going to want to go tanky, especially in your more than one person modes. Because the thing with warriors is they're bruisers. They have high base damages and they get more base protections. And so you're going to build health and protections on them to get the most out of them. With some exceptions, being the most recently released God, because his scalings are atrocious. You can also, just do some meme builds every once in a while, and there again, you put yourself out.
Yeah, that was more of a accident than an intentional.
Woo! Hi. Oh no!
That blink though. No.
That blink though.
I guess I shouldn't have mentioned it. Well, wow, we're creeping up on the 30-minute mark, and I've only died 3 times. This is feeling pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the idea of the video, too.
Well, yeah, you don't have to pop my bubble, but alright. Well, do you want to finish this off and
Where that came from?
kill me quickly?
Yeah. Let's go get the bull demon real quick.
Oh yeah, get that bull demon. Definitely get the bull demon.
It's another important lesson. Capitalizing on kills. Now in duel, you capitalize on kill by either getting as much farm as possible, or getting the bull demon king, which will allow you to take down your enemy's tower. In other game modes, it's pretty similar. If you steal this from me, I'm going to be really upset. No! This
I'm out.
is a position where you actually might be able to kill me. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm out. Bye. No. Since you have the bull demon. No!
Oh, so close.
Since you had the bull demon, you could have just ran right through my tower, because it's not.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about it.
And even if you didn't have bull demon, you still should have ran right through my tower, because you have plenty of health and you're quite tanky with the items that you currently have. And you're a warrior, so your base health is just higher. So now we're on an even playing field.
Yeah, that bull demon really makes a difference.
Not having a good time. I don't
guess
know how
should
long
probably-
you wanted this video to be.
30 minutes is good. I'm starting to get tower shots. I'm almost level 20. We're full build.
Yeah.
I think this has come to its natural conclusion.
Yeah.
If anybody
So,
feels differently, oh god, tower's targeting me.
Yeah, you see how little health you just took from 3 tower shots, though? That's
But-
the beauty of a late game warrior with tank items. This is why you build them tanky, so you can just go into the tower and with no fear and just do whatever the hell you want. That's what
Jeez,
warriors
yeah,
do.
you're not kidding. You can just
Now,
take it.
tower damage does stack, so you want to keep that in mind.
all right. But yeah, if anybody thinks that we should have covered more or less or shut up around the 20-minute mark, that's leave that in the comments. Any concerns will be addressed. Probably never, because come on. But anyway, thanks for taking the time to teach me, Trevor. I hope maybe next week we can get another session going, or even maybe tomorrow.
Hey, sounds good to me.
I'll pop a surrender.